What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to do a recap of my Alabama Crimson Tide versus Chattanooga game yesterday. I will also talk about Georgia and Tennessee, and I will touch up on those Florida Gators and Missouri Tigers game, also the Auburn Tigers and New Mexico State game. As we all expected, my Alabama Crimson Tide took care of business yesterday to the tune of 66-10, which we all knew this was going to be a blowout. But like I said, I didn't think my Alabama Crimson Tide would score 66 points. But you got to come ready to play every single weekend, no matter who the opponent is. Just ask those Auburn Tigers. My quarterback, Jalen Milroe, did all his damage in the first half, did not play a single snap in the second half. Okay? My quarterback, 13 for 16, 197 yards, 3 touchdowns, all in the first half. Second half, Ty Simpson played the majority of the second half. I mean, come on, Ty Simpson, baby. Just get through the end zone and hand the ball to the daggone ref. That's what every head coach preach, okay? I mean, damn. But you had a great run, one carry for 78 yards. Should have been a touchdown, but rookie mistakes. You will learn from this, Ty Simpson, and I guarantee you it won't happen again under the tutelage of the great one, Nick Saban. Jermaine Burton, 3 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown. I feel like he should have got 2, but his momentum took him out of bounds at like the 2 or 3 yard line. But Jermaine Burton, as I continue to tell y'all, this man can stretch the field. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Of course, you done seen it. But like I say, Jermaine Burton, 3 catches, 105 yards, 35 yards per catch. All right. Then you had Kendrick Law, 32 yards, 16 yards a catch. Jalen Hill, 1 catch, 29 yards. That's basically it. But you had Robbie Outs, Oops or whatever. He had 1 catch for a touchdown. Robbie Oops, he's our tight end. Malik Benson, 3 catches, 23 yards, got his first touchdown of the season. Yesterday, Malik Benson came to Alabama as a highly touted wide receiver coming out of JUCO. All right. We thought he could be the #1 receiver this year, but hey, he always got next year, being that Jermaine Burton will no longer be there. Jermaine Burton will be somewhere on an NFL team doing work. I'll just say that. Isaiah Bond, 4 catches, 23 yards. Isaiah Bond is another great wide receiver for us. In big games, this guy shows up. Martin Black, a great tight end for us. 2 catches, 24 yards. As far as the running game, we picked up 315 yards rushing yesterday. 315. All of our running backs got the get touches yesterday. Jamarian Miller, 6 carries, 77 yards, 12.8 yards a carry. Jace McClellan, 6 carries, 62 yards, 10.3 yards per carry, and a touchdown. Roydell Williams, 7 carries, 52 yards, 7.4 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. Jace McClellan, 5 carries, 42 yards, 8.4 yards a carry, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, then you got you had Richard Young. He had 2 carries. He had a touchdown also. I don't know why they got him listed as Ricky Ortiz on here, but hey, it is what it is. Also, Dylan Lundgren had a 5-yard run. So everybody had at least a 5-yard average, except for Richard Young, who only carried the ball 2 yards. But he did have a touchdown. So we put in great work yesterday. The thing I didn't like about the defense, we didn't get any sacks. We got 1 turnover, which was Christian Story. Matter of fact, Christian Story caused a fumble last week against Kentucky. That wasn't called a fumble. It was a fumble, but it wasn't called a fumble. But anyway, Christian Story, he caused that fumble last week. But as far as the defense, I like what I see out there, 2nd and 3rd team defense, at least against Chattanooga. They look good. I'll say that. So I know you might say, oh, it was Chattanooga. Well, it was also 2nd and 3rd defense. So it is all good. You can say it's Chattanooga, but ask Auburn. That's all I'm going to say. But all in all, we had a good showing yesterday. Did what we were supposed to do against this type of team. 66-10. So that's a dominant win. I don't care who the opponent is. I don't care. And also what I didn't like, this Chattanooga team, our defense let their running back run for over 100 yards. Geno Appleberry had 104 yards on 22 carries. Didn't like that. You know, I wanted a shutout. Nick Saban wanted a shutout. Said it himself. So we didn't get it done. But hey, we got the win and move on and get ready for Auburn Tigers and this Iron Bowl. So that's a great thing. And defensively, the offensive line, we did give up a sack. Now, as far as sacks, we done cut way down on there because we was averaging 4 sacks a game. But since we played, since I believe the LSU game, we gave up 2 in the first half against LSU, and we ain't given up but 1 since then, and that was yesterday in the first half. So, I mean, we didn't give up any last week against Kentucky. We gave up 2 against LSU. Against Tennessee, I think we gave up like 3. But we was averaging 4 coming into these games, starting from Tennessee to now. Before that, we was giving up 4 sacks a game. I mean, Jalen Milroe was getting towed up. He probably been sacked about 38, 40 times by now. But the last 3 games, we've been doing pretty good with sacks. Our offensive line is really stepping up now. They in a groove right now. So, and I hope it stay that way. So, pretty much all I got to say about this game. Again, 66-10. All right, so great win for us. Well, not a great win, but an expected dominant win for us. Let's talk about this Georgia Bulldogs Tennessee game, which Georgia got the win 38-10 in Neyland Stadium. Carson Beck once again did his thing. 24 of 30, 298 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air. Kendall Milton, 14 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. And Roseman Jack Saint, wide receiver, 7 receptions, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joe Milton, he was a travesty yesterday, 17 for 30, only 147 yards. I mean, this run game for Tennessee has been non-existent. They pulled off a 75-yard play on the first play from scrimmage, and they really didn't do shit after that. I mean, I'm talking about passing. As an offense. Squirrel White, he was their leading receiver, but he only had 45 yards. It wasn't a great day yesterday for Tennessee, as Tennessee only had 277 yards of offense. And then this was supposed to be coming into this season. A lot of people thought it was going to be one of or continue to be an explosive offense, but that's not been the case. They only had 147 yards passing, 130 yards rushing, and 75 of that 130 came on the first play of the game. So they really didn't do much after. Georgia, 472 yards of offense, 316 yards passing, 156 yards rushing. The thing that got me is Georgia had the ball basically for 41 minutes on offense. 40 minutes and 58 seconds, while Tennessee only had the ball 19 minutes and 2 seconds on offense. That's a long time for a defense to be on the field. So what that tell you? They could not stop Georgia. And Georgia was methodically moving the ball down the field, and Tennessee basically couldn't stop them. Jesus, Tennessee was only 2 of 11 on 3rd down. You cannot win like that, and that is a fact. Now, it wasn't too many. Only 5 penalties was called in this game. Georgia had 2 penalties for 15 yards. Tennessee had 3 penalties for 20 yards. So it wasn't too many penalties called in this game. So can't blame it on the penalties. That's all I know. But anyway, Dylan Bell, he threw a touchdown, which was a great thing. So hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Take your bumps, Tennessee, and move on to the next game. That's all I can tell you. Georgia once again picked up another win. They 11-0. They will beat not Virginia Tech, but Georgia Tech next week to move to 12-0. Will be their third regular season in a row, going undefeated. So Georgia haven't lost since December of 2021 in the SEC championship game. So they on a 28-game win streak right now. Was it 28? 28 or 29 win streak. I think they the one. Woo. They like 40-something and one right now. So it is what it is. They doing their thing, and they just keep on rolling, and we'll see what happens December the 2nd against my Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's touch up on this Florida and Missouri game, which Florida had the game in their hand. Florida had the game in their hand. Daggone. It was 4th and 17, less than a minute in the game, probably about 40 seconds left, and Florida let them pick it up. I don't know what in the world type defense they trying to play. I mean, Jesus, man, that was just sad. Very next play, they pick up another big play, kick the field goal, win the game by 2 points, 33-31. Just freaking sad. And at one time, I believe Florida had a pretty good lead on Missouri, and I turned away from it, come back to it. It was only a 2-point game. I mean, a 1-point game? I'm like, damn, Missouri then came back, but hey, it is what it is. Florida did roll up 500 yards of offense, 239 passing. They ran for 266 yards on this Missouri defense. But Missouri, 331 yards passing, 177 yards rushing. But yeah, man, Florida had this game. It just ain't in Billy Napier's. It just ain't in his future to win these games, man. These close games. I mean, Jesus, he had this game in his hand, and he could have celebrated, called it a big win or whatever. But the football god said, nope, not today, Billy. So hey, it is what it is. Go back to the drawing board. I believe Florida got Florida State next week. It's gonna be tough sledding, buddy. You can believe that. And then Missouri, who they got next week? They got Arkansas, so that'll be another win for Missouri. So it is what it is. And then Auburn Tigers. Lord have mercy, Auburn. There is no excuse. There is no excuse for y'all losing by 21 points at home to New Mexico State. Unacceptable for any SEC team. I don't know if Hugh Freeze got those Auburn Tigers looking to next week or to this coming Saturday, the Iron Bowl, but they should have been focusing on New Mexico State. And you see why. 31-10 loss at home. All right. I'm telling you, Auburn, y'all need to get y'all a quarterback. Peyton Thorne is not it, but it went 15 for 19, 148 yards in a touchdown. He also rushed for 38 yards. But, I mean, Jesus, man. Matter of fact, those 38 yards, he was your leading rusher. Just sad. But to let New Mexico State roll up 414 yards of offense on y'all and run for 213 yards on the ground, that's just straight ridiculous. That's straight ridiculous, man. Jesus, man. Georgia 2 for 10 on, not Georgia, but Auburn 2 for 10 on third down. Unacceptable, man, against New Mexico State. And if Alabama struggle with Auburn, I mean, it would be an embarrassment for the Alabama program, the Alabama fan base. It would be an embarrassment. Telling you the truth. I know strange things happen in the Iron Bowl, especially when we play in Jordan-Hare, but we should straight blow Auburn out the water. I'm telling you, blow them out their own stadium. So it is what it is. Auburn is a terrible team. They only had 213 yards of offense against New Mexico State. Didn't even rush for 100 yards. They only had 65 yards rushing. That is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So, hey, we should be good and get the victory in the Iron Bowl. But this is terrible, man. So, and the thing about it, they did it by committee. New Mexico State. They did it by committee. It was not far as their running or passing game. There was not just one spectacular player that rolled up 120 yards rushing or 150 yards receiving. No. Star Thomas, 7 catches for 67 yards. Young, 6 catches, 52 yards. Power, 8 catches, 35 yards. So that's how it is, man. Then you had David, 5. I just called off the rushing. 7 carries for 67 yards for Star Thomas. 6 carries for 52 yards for Young. 8 carries for 35 yards for Power. A couple of more guys, but as far as receiving, 4 catches, 55 yards for David. Stores, 4 catches, 48 yards and a touchdown. Both of those guys scored a touchdown. Then the rest of them, 28 yards and under. And you had about 10 guys to catch the daggone ball or to get a reception. So it was a total team effort for New Mexico State, and they beat the brakes off the Auburn Tigers. So that's my recap for these little games. Once again, Auburn lose 31-10 to New Mexico State. Terrible. Missouri, Florida loses to Missouri 33-31. Tennessee loses to Georgia 38-10. And my Alabama Crimson Tide gets the win over Chattanooga 66-10. Roll damn Tide.